DNA test that people regretted taking. Guys, really quickly, all right? I don't know why you would regret something like that. I mean, unless you're trying to hide something, because maybe you portray yourself as one thing and maybe something else is, you know what I mean? But guys, keep in mind, it doesn't matter what you are. It matters what people think you are. That may sound crazy, but that's basically the truth. Because if I tell you legitimately, like the crazy mixed up all over the place bloodline I have it's absolutely insane. All right. And it doesn't make any sense compared to what I appear as. So I have learned, all right, it doesn't matter what makeup you're is. It only matters exclusively what people think they are when they see you. Right. So I think that's the reality here. So you shouldn't regret anything. OK, never have regrets for something, first of all, you can't control. Right. But either way, let's jump into it. This is a suggestion via a channel member. Let's do it.
At-home DNA testing kits like 23andMe and Ancestry DNA give you the once-in-a-lifetime chance to spit in a tube, wait a few weeks, and learn all there is to know about your family history.
And it's a long couple of weeks, too.
What happens when you get more than what you bargained for? Unearthing buried secrets, unwanted truths, and shocking relations. Here are some serious DNA test regrets.
All right, let's go. What do we have here?
The gift of divorce. A reproductive biologist under the pseudonym George Doe took a DNA test for a course he was teaching on genomes and decided to buy kits for his parents too. But little did he know this would be the worst gift ever. Doe...
Well, guys, oh no, really quickly, guys. Like 1 in 3 men that think that the kid is theirs, it's not their kid. That's 33%, bro. Okay, I just want you to understand what that means. Is it the other way around? I don't know. It's a lot of guys, right? There are a lot of guys that believe that the kid that they have been raising is theirs. It's not, bro. Right? Get your kids tested, all of you. Do it immediately. Run out there and do it. It sounds like this man right here took it upon himself to do something like this, but didn't most likely ask the mother.
Discovered that he shared a 22% DNA match with someone he didn't recognize and learned that a 25% match usually indicates a grandfather, uncle, or half-sibling. Curious to find out more, he asked his father to check his results, and surprisingly, the man, named Thomas, didn't show up at all. Until Doe selected an option to view close relatives on the site, which revealed a bombshell. George Doe's father was a 50% match to Thomas, indicating that he was his son. Doe freaked out, contacted Thomas, and discovered he had been adopted at birth and was searching for his real parents. Doe tried to set the wheels in motion, but his plan backfired as the revelation ripped his own family apart, causing his parents to divorce, and he posted his story online to draw attention to the unseen risks of DNA home tests.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's an unseen risk. I mean, listen, the truth is the truth here, guys, right? I definitely would say that. I definitely did not expect for it to go the way that it did, but listen, bro, you got a kid. I mean, it could have been like a one-night thing. You kind of met somebody at a bar. You probably did something nasty. You get what I mean here? Maybe that's the case. Who knows?
Lydia Fairchild.
That's wild.
Lydia Fairchild was a single mother of 2 with another baby on the way when she found herself in a sticky financial situation and decided to apply for government assistance. As part of the process, she needed to DNA test her existing children to prove that they were hers. But when the test came back, she was dumbfounded to learn that it indicated she was not their mother at all, but likely an aunt. Still reeling from this impossible information and facing potential fraud charges, Fairchild requested a government witness at the birth of her next child and an immediate DNA test. Only that one came back negative too. Some seriously baffled scientists eventually concluded that Fairchild was what is known as a rare medical chimera, meaning she had absorbed her own twin in the womb. And it was this twin's DNA which was showing up on her results. Sometimes DNA tests raise more questions than answers. And learning that you're a hybrid of your unborn twin is some pretty life-altering news. Family Christmas.
That's a good one. I never heard of anything like that. Obviously, the concept of a chimera, I get that, right? But I've never heard of an actual story that came from that.
Anonymous post on Reddit in 2018. A son recalls how he bought 6 DNA tests for his family to open on Christmas Day. But perhaps this is one gift you should reconsider giving this year. As everyone excitedly opened their presents, the man's mother began immediately freaking out, telling the family not to take the test because of some mysterious chemical risks. Learning that there were no chemicals involved, she then tried to convince them that only one child should take the test and resell the others.
Oh, yeah?
After a private argument unfolded upstairs between his parents, the son was sure he had truly ruined Christmas. Preempting the test's inevitable results, his parents then revealed that their first daughter had a different father who had passed away shortly after her birth. A close friend supported their mother through this difficult time, and they fell in love and started their own family. Nothing says Merry Christmas like a hidden family secret. Or should I say, Feliz, not your dad.
No, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that joke right there, guys. But here's the thing: I don't think you should lie to the kids, though. Like, I understand you want to make sure that no one feels like out of place in certain situations and things like that. I get that, right? But I still don't think personally you should be lying to your kids. Like, specifically if the kid's now an adult, tell the kid that, hey, listen, this is what happened, and if you do want to encounter your family, let's go ahead and see if we can find your family.
Kelly Rowlett. 36-year-old Kelly Rowlett's world was turned upside down when she innocently sent a DNA sample to Ancestry.com and learned that her father was not her true biological relation. Rowlett contacted her now divorced mother to confirm that the test, which listed an unfamiliar name as her real father, must be inaccurate, and her mother was devastated by what she heard. Rowlett's parents had consulted the Idaho Fertility Clinic before Kelly's birth and had requested a university student as their donor. But the test had revealed something far more disturbing. The couple's doctor had used his own sperm to try and impregnate Miss Rowlett over a course of 3 months.
To be honest, I believe that is a thing that probably always happens. I'm telling you, I truthfully believe that is, if you go into one of these type of clinics here, it's going to be the doctor or one of the employees.
And he was Kelly's biological father. Unable to comprehend such a heartbreaking revelation, Rowlett filed a lawsuit against the retired obstetrician gynecologist for fraud, medical negligence, battery, emotional distress, and breach of contract, proving that some things are better off left unsaid.
That's valid.
Craig Cobb. Sometimes DNA tests can unearth devastating and life-changing information, but the results of this next test were a real cause of just desserts. Craig Cobb is a self-proclaimed white supremacist who even attempted to create an all-white community in North Dakota by purchasing the land of a small town called Leith. He was so confident in his white heritage that he happily agreed to appear on the Trisha Goddard show in 2013 to have his DNA ancestry results revealed on nationwide TV. But
oh my God, guys. We already know. All right, listen, go ahead and start testing like a lot of Americans. If you want to sit here and blow up the concept of like strong disdain for people who have different skin tones as other people, right? If you want to blow up the concept of that, DNA test everyone. Like all the people who are the ists, let's say, those people, DNA test all of them. Have a grand old day, because if you do that, you're gonna start realizing, bro, America is in fact a melting pot, a crazy one, if that, right? And I know if my DNA is as crazy as it is, I can imagine other people's DNA. All right, I'm just being honest here. Like there is no 100%, bro. There isn't. That's not a thing like that. Like not maybe 80, 60, 70% if you're like your parents both came from like the same type of, village, let's say small village. But other than that, bro, nah, bro. DNA, specifically if you are from the South, there were a lot of people that were passing what was called the paper bag test in the early 1900s and late 1800s, who were like the grandchildren of like house slaves, right? Who were very, very, very light. Then over time, as time progressed, they started almost exclusively dealing with people that were also very, very, very light. And then what happens? You run into people who like 100% visually appear like they are completely of European descent. And then you find out that they're like 20% African, specifically West African, Togo, Benin African, right? Dahomey African. Because, yeah, That's what it was. But either way, let's continue.
No one could have expected
Is that the
what
case
happened
here?
next. The test showed that he was 86% European and
Go ahead.
14% Sub-Saharan African in
Sub-Saharan.
heritage.
14% Sub-Saharan African.
When Trisha joked that you got a little black in you, Cobb threw his toys out of the pram, claiming that the 14% was just statistical noise used to promote multiculturalism.
Oh, yeah?
This is called statistical noise.
Right.
Sweetheart, you have a little black in you.
In fact,
Now, listen, if that was like 0%, I can get that. Because there's a lot of things that are like 0.6%. Okay, I'm still not going to go ahead and say that that's a thing, but just be fully aware. If you want to call that statistical noise, sure. 14%? Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
In fact, a study carried out on the website Stormfront, a popular forum used by white supremacists to discuss their heritage, found that only a third of all nationalists were pleased to find out they were 100% white. Oh, sweet irony. Imagine having your views completely destroyed live on TV like that. Ouch.
Because again, guys, it doesn't matter what you are, it matters what you look like.
Linda Ketchum. Cultural identity is an important part of our genetic makeup. But what if everything you knew about yourself and where you came from suddenly changed in an instant? That's exactly what happened when 51-year-old Linda Ketchum opened the results of her Ancestry DNA kit she had jokingly asked her husband for as a Christmas present. Ketchum had expected to learn more about her German and Scottish heritage, but the results shockingly showed that her father wasn't even her blood relation, while 2/3 of her genetic matches were of Hispanic descent. It suddenly dawned on Ketchum that, at half a century into her life, she was a completely different ethnicity. Both of Ketchum's parents had already passed away, and the ancestry test led her to her biological father in New Mexico, who had died when she was just 17. With no one to turn to for answers, Ketchum felt she had been living a lie and told her story to warn others that DNA testing sometimes creates more mysteries than it can solve.
It shouldn't, though. Like, specifically, if you're not, like, weak-minded, you have to understand that people do a lot of things out of necessity, okay? So if they didn't tell you these things, et cetera, there was probably a reason why they didn't tell you. But I do think, honestly, if you do know, that you should tell people. But also, again, why I'm such a serious advocate, let's say, for making sure you DNA test your wife's kids. Yeah, do that. Guys, okay, because guys, it is way too many men that are being just sucked up into things that they didn't sign up for. They truthfully believe that they are the fathers of the kids that they are not. Okay, and based off the stats, it's literally crazy. Okay, it's too many people doing it. Paternity fraud is rampant, and there's no like recourse for it, guys. So definitely get DNA test. Period. Like, don't even be like, oh, well, we've been married for 10. I don't care. DNA test.
Story to warn others that DNA testing sometimes creates more mysteries than it can solve. Killer blood. Another anonymous man took to Reddit in 2019 to discuss his own nightmare DNA test experience, which had led to the breakup of his long-term relationship after learning some horrifying news. The 26-year-old man decided to buy himself and his girlfriend home test kits for a bit of fun, but was unprepared for what he would discover. At first, neither of the tests seemed out of the ordinary until the man decided to do some digging into some of the names he didn't recognize as his possible genetic matches, and discovered that he was related to an infamous serial killer. The man contacted his family, who admitted to knowing about this sinister blood relation, but reassured him that they had done everything they could to distance themselves.
Oh, yeah?
Unfortunately for him, the man's girlfriend was so spooked by the unnerving news that she ended their relationship, claiming that she couldn't shake the idea that her boyfriend shared such evil blood. Poor guy.
Okay.
The Grim Sleeper. From one cold-blooded killer to another, a serial killer who had eluded capture during the 1980s was finally brought to justice in 2010 with the help of a DNA test carried out on his own son. The man, known as the ominous Grim Sleeper, had operated in California and was charged with 10 counts of murder and 1 attempted murder, decades after the cold case had been considered unsolved. When the suspect's son, Christopher, was convicted for a felony and cheek swabbed for DNA, the local police database identified a potential match with some of the DNA left at the Grim Sleeper's crime scenes. Police then focused their attention on Christopher's father, Lonnie Franklin, and sent an undercover officer to a restaurant Franklin was visiting. Disguised as a waiter, the officer obtained a slice of discarded pizza from Franklin's plate and took it back to the station for DNA testing, where it proved a 100% match. They say snitches get stitches, but what if it was your own DNA that blew your cover?
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I'm going to be honest. I'm not even sure you could even be mad at that, bro. All right. I mean, you can be mad at the fact that you were once a criminal. You're a crazy criminal. You do a lot of terrible criminal things, right? And then you obviously were then raised, or maybe not raised. Let's say your bloodline is another criminal that gets DNA tested in jail. I mean, listen, it is what it is.
Prom date disaster. Finding out by DNA test that your father isn't your biological parent can be hard. But for many,
guys.
it also offers the opportunity to find and reconnect with a real birth dad. Unfortunately, this wasn't the case for a woman named Michelle, who discovered some unwanted truths about her parentage after ordering DNA tests for herself and her husband one Christmas. Upon opening the results, Michelle noticed that the graph indicating her cultural heritage showed that she was 50% Italian. So she broke a 2-year silence with her mother to confront her with the surnames of some supposed Italian cousins. When her mother strenuously denied any knowledge of Italian heritage, Michelle contacted her aunt with the unfamiliar name, and that's when it all suddenly made sense. Her aunt had recognized the surname as that of her mother's high school prom date. Though Michelle's mother denied the connection, she also cruelly revealed that the man in question had died in a motorcycle accident. Michelle's worst fears were confirmed when she had her father tested and found no relation between them. None the wiser about her real father, she cut ties with her mother, but remained close to the man who raised her. Maury Povich. Reality TV has been offering paternity tests long before DNA home testing became the next big thing. And furious mothers have been appearing on the Maury Povich show in search of the real father of their kids since 1991. In 2008, a 19-year-old woman named Alejandrina took her ex-boyfriend Jose on the show to prove that he was the father of her twin boys. But she was about to get the shock of a lifetime. Before taking the test, Alejandrina had promised Jose that she had not slept with anyone else. But the test said otherwise when it revealed that Jose was only father to one of the boys. This unbelievable feat also happened years earlier on the show when a woman named...
I think that's not that crazy, though. I mean, no, listen, it's nasty. It's nasty because she obviously cheated. But, I've seen this a couple of times.
Regina learned that her boyfriend Eric was only related to one of her twins. This medical anomaly only has a 0.001% chance of occurring when a woman continues ovulating during pregnancy. So Povich was gobsmacked to see it happen twice on the show. But not as gobsmacked as Regina and Alejandrina, who had some serious explaining to do. Brother Lovers. British talk show host Jeremy Kyle is the king of dramatic DNA test reveals. And it doesn't get much better than the story of Lee and Paul, who appeared on the show in 2012, unaware that their lives were about to change forever. This couple had fallen in love after meeting online, and even planned to get married. But it wasn't until Lee introduced Paul to his mother and stepfather that the pair realized their fairy tale romance could potentially be more of a nightmare. Lee's mother, Ina, had remarked that her son's new partner, who had been adopted at birth, had a spooky resemblance to her ex-husband Ron, and the two even shared a surname. But as she had early onset Alzheimer's, she couldn't remember much of the past. Determined to get answers, the couple went on the Jeremy Kyle show to confirm or debunk these striking similarities, and were shocked to learn that Paul was in fact Ina's son, making the couple biological half-brothers. Although devastated that their relationship had been founded on incestuous love, the two men agreed to remain close friends and support each other as they moved on with their lives independently. Which of the...
Okay, hear me out. Now, I understand... listen. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. Wait, let me think before I speak. I think it's very important in this context specifically. I need to think before I speak. Okay, so I know the whole concept of you being family and liking each other. It matters a whole lot because that's weird, right? But here's the thing: these guys right here, they can't have babies, bro. All right, I'm not vouching for him. I'm not vouching for him. It's weird. Okay, that's your brother. That's incredibly weird. But they can't have babies. But I don't know how to make sense. See, this is why I should just end the video. All right, wait a second. They didn't know. All right. They did not know. I can't blame them for that. Right. I I don't even know how to take. I don't. Okay. Listen, no, forget it. They need to stop doing this now. Obviously, right? But but they can't have babies, and they don't know each other. I'm trying to logic this out here, guys. All right, they did not know. They can't have babies. I don't know, guys. Just stop that. Shake hands and walk away, bro. And treat each other. I don't know, guys. I don't know where I'm at with this here, guys. That's a weird one for me. All right. I thought that I don't know, guys. Like the reason I don't know, guys. I don't know. Guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm absolutely dumbfounded here. All right. But either way, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. The more that you like this type of content, the more that I'll do more of this type of content, guys. Right? I'll catch you guys later.